All right, all right. We are live at Frightmare HQ. My name is
What's
Loyd
up?
Pryor, and I am here today with... Who am I here with today?
It is Carlos Blueberry, a.k.a. Charles Doze, a.k.a. Big Daddy Doze.
And we're gonna
scare
the hell out of you.
What's up, Lloyd?
We're gonna scare the hell out of everybody.
We're going to scare the hell out of you because it's 1970. Oh.
It is 1970. The year in horror, 1970, the year in horror, Charles.
1970, guys, where the hippies were flourishing and the penises had sideburns. That's 1970.
This was post Charlie Manson, right?
He scared the hell out of you.
He scared the hell out of you, for sure.
We're gonna scare the hell out of you.
Yeah.
I keep playing that video, Charles. You can't see it, but I keep playing it.
I can't see shit, guys. Lloyd's got me just like, I'm like this little like demon in a cage. Lloyd's like, get out and perform, Charles. And I'm like, okay, Lloyd, I'll perform. Do it, Charles, now. Okay, Lloyd, I'm here. I don't know what's going on.
He's my monkey in a cage. Here, I'm going to play it again.
We're gonna scare the hell out of you.
There it is. We've also got another video that we'll use every now and then when we're excited or we're celebrating something. I'm going to play that one for everybody.
Woo!
Yeah, we're on screen right now, acting like a bunch of maniacs.
Heck yeah. That's what we do.
Because that's pretty much what we are.
That's how we live. That's how we live our goddamn lives.
That's how we live our
lives.
lives. We live for real, though.
I for real.
We woke. We woke, aren't we, Joe?
We woke.
Aren't we, Charles?
It's Frightmare HQ for real.
For real. Are you okay, Charles?
Oh, I scared the hell out of myself. Holy shit. What do I do, Lloyd?
We're gonna scare the hell out of you.
We're here. It's 1970. I don't know what's going on, but I'm here.
I don't either. We are here. We finished the 80s.
Oh,
the 80s were lovely and wonderful, but that's it. The 80s are done for us. We're never going to think about the 80s again. We're all about the 70s. We're all about them.
It's all it is.
Yeah.
All about the 70s.
We're all about those bell bottoms and I don't know. What else can you say? Disco. We're about disco over here.
Tinker Toys. I don't know what the hell else is in the 70s. What's the 70s? Etch-a-Sketches. I don't know.
Etch-a-Sketch. Maybe.
Now, one thing. Now that we're 1970s, guys, there's a lot less movies every year, but 98% of them are about vampires. So you're going to see this. Every movie is the vampire's revenge. Vampire goes to the grocery store. I'm a vampire and I stubbed my toe. All that shit.
Here's my movie about it.
I swear to God, I bet every Hollywood pitch at that time about horror movies, they walked into a room, they're like, all right, how are you going to make your vampire movie? Tell us. He's like, well, I wasn't going to make a vampire movie. Shh, this is a good one. So what's the vampire going to do? He's not.
I was looking through all the material you sent over, all the posters and everything, and there's at least four. There's at least 4 vampire flicks, right? I don't know. I didn't count them.
So, and not only that, guys, 1970, Christopher Lee was in 4 movies. Has a vampire as Dracula. 4 movies. Can you imagine if Robert Englund did 4 Freddy Krueger movies in 1 year? It'd be just like that. Nightmare on Elm Street 4, 5, 6, and 7 coming July, August, September, and December.
Yeah.
Just for you.
All of them. Let's say hello to everybody. We got a bunch of people on. This is just who I'm seeing comment. T. West, hello. Stephen Burt, how are you?
Steven!
Michelle S.
Yeah!
Howdy. David Dugas.
David Dugas.
Richard Nettleton.
Richard Nettleton makes me feel good in my nether regions.
That's
I
right.
like Richard.
Todd Lewis. He says 1970.
Todd.
Let's do this.
Oh my God, guys.
JRE also says I have that shirt. Such a great con that year. So, yeah, this is the year we had the first year we had George Romero at our show, 2007. Look at that.
One of the programs.
There's one of the programs.
I find programs for every show hidden in my desk, guys. It's like National Treasure, the movie. I open my desk and it's like, ooh, 2009. I'm like, oh, shit. Like, what is this? I'm scared.
That happens to be me. I got to say hi to Meredith. Meredith is on. She's at our Twitch channel, so howdy, Meredith. What is up?
To get ready for 1970, me and Loyd did a lot of LSD. So
we did some LSD.
We don't know where we're at.
We smoked weed, man. We
smoked weed with LSD in it. We don't know what's going on.
So anyway, here's a celebration. Loyd and Charles celebrating for everybody that joined us tonight.
All right.
Woo! We're dancing. I got on video dancing
get
right
it.
now. And you're going, get it. Get it.
Get it.
Oh, Skidoo and Argento fan are on too. Howdy, guys.
Nice. What's up?
So let's jump into this. Let's jump right into 1970.
Hell yeah.
Charles. What do you think, buddy?
What happened? Let's jump into it. Let's jump head in.
It looks like I'm first. So we got February 13th.
Oh, you're always first, stud.
I am first in your mind. Gordon Hessler directed this wicked little picture.
Ooh.
Called Scream and Scream Again. Ooh.
Not 3 times. Don't scream 3 times. You only scream twice. That's it.
Exactly. Richard, thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate that.
Hey, Richard. Thank you. Yeah, Scream and Scream Again. That was an Amicus production. Another one of the British film companies like Hammer who brought out horror.
Yes.
What do you think?
I love Amicus, man. So I'm into
Frightmare HQ is gonna scare the hell out of you.
Boy. I've heard it.
So Richard's super chat just showed up. His tip on screen. I hope y'all could hear that.
Oh, Richard, thanks for the tip, Richard. Always good.
Welcome.
What's the tip?
Yeah, welcome to the show. Newman on gaming. He says 1970s horror set the stage for what the 80s horror became for sure. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And howdy to you too, kid at heart.
Kid at heart.
So Scream and Scream Again. Let's go ahead and let's roll the trailer. We've got a trailer.
Oh, hell
for
yeah.
This one. Let's do that.
It's a great trailer. Let's do it.
Here we go.
Once you fully understand, your life will have to wind down a very different road.
I want to know. How long ago did she die?
She has never really existed yet. You see, she's been assembled piece by piece, organ by organ. She's a composite, like Keith.
Keith?
Yes, you remember the so-called vampire killer.
You don't have to hurt me.
She wasn't just murdered, if you know what I mean. We've got the man.
Come on!
How could he snap through high tensile steel?
He didn't.
Eh?
Look.
Woo! We're gonna scare the hell out of you.
Yeah.
Get it. Woo!
It's playing our videos. I don't even know why. It's just randomly playing them. Okay. Triple distilled, Charles.
Triple distilled.
Because we all drink in the 70s, you know.
Saucy. You're just a saucy boy. You drink in the 70s? Are you a vampire killer?
Oh, we love vampires in the 70s as well, Charles.
Oh my God.
Well,
what do you want me to say?
Yeah, go ahead and say something. I don't know. Do it.
Well, I mean, Scream and Scream Again's a bizarre movie. Yeah, I mean, I'll just say it's the first of two movies that Gordon Hessler directed in 1970. It's based on a novel called The Disoriented Man. So there's that. The writer for this, Christopher Wicking, also wrote Dream Demon from 1988 that we discussed.
Oh, yeah. He sure did.
They really pushed the fact that Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, and Peter Cushing are in this movie. But when you watch this movie, the three of them combined probably have like 11 minutes of screen time. That's it. That's all they can afford.
Yeah.
And they're not even in any scenes together. Like Lee and Price are like one brief scene together, and that's it. And they're like, everybody's in this movie. And you watch it, you're like, but where are they? What the hell's going on?
Well, at least they could afford that funky 70s jazz music, man.
Oh, that's how I live my life. So you might as well call me Funky 70s Jazz. That's my new name. But I mean, it's a fun movie. It's not that well put together. It seems like it was like thrown together at the last minute, but it's a fun movie. It's okay. It's not the best, but it's all right. Watch it if you haven't seen it, but don't blame me if you don't like it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well,
all right.
You're up next with one that is somewhat notorious.
Oh, yes. February 19th, 1970. 1700s Austria. Witch hunter's apprentice has doubts about the righteousness of witch hunting when he witnesses the brutality, the injustice, torture, and arbitrary killing that goes with the job. It is the notorious West German horror film Mark of the Devil, or as it was called in Germany, Witches Tortured Till They Die. Also called Witches Tortured Till They Bleed. Directed by Michael. It has Udo Kier in a fantastic performance as Count Christian von Mueller. If you guys don't know me by now, I love me some Udo Kier.
Yep,
I live my life.
We do. We love Udo Kier at TFW.
We really do.
We do.
love
we
Udo
do.
Kier. He's fantastic. He always is like the greatest guest, and I always have the funnest time talking to him, even though he's not right in the head.
Right. Well, this is a pretty brutal film for 1970. Yeah. It really is. So, it was crazy. KVICJNZ something has just followed us. So thank you for following. And Todd Seeley is watching with us now. Welcome, Todd. Let's give him a celebration.
What's up, Todd?
Woo!
What is it? What is it?
Yeah, get it. Woo!
That's my What's Up, Todd song.
There you go, Todd. I hope you enjoyed the song and the celebration.
Yeah, I mean, Mark of the Devil is infamously violent. It really is. It's a fantastic movie. I mean, you got like Chinese water torture in it, thumb screws, spiked chairs, eyeball impalements. Like you got everything in there, and it's. Arrow Video released it, or Arrow Films, one of their segments, released it for the first time on Blu-ray, uncut. It was 2014 or 15. When it was premiered, they gave patrons barf bags. It was one of those gimmicks.
Yeah, and you can still find those. They must have made a ton of those because they're everywhere.
Oh, yeah. I mean...
that was a great movie, and I was just noticing on IMDb there was a movie called Mark of the Devil, and it says January 2020 is when it came out. So I don't know if this is a remake or what. It's looks like it was made in Mexico. So that's kind of interesting.
Interesting. But I mean, Mark of the Devil. I mean, really, it's a brutal film. But the bones of this movie goes back to Witchfinder General, which came out a couple years before that and was super successful. And that's kind of where this sort of came from. It's basically Witchfinder General, but a lot more violent. It's kind of how this is. Yeah, it's a great movie. I mean, I recommend picking it up and watch it. It's not for everybody, but I mean, if you like to see people tortured like me and Loyd do, it's great.
It is a crazy movie, and it's a little over the top, but it's a good deal. I mean, it's definitely something that every horror fan needs to watch.
Heck yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. This is gonna scare the hell out of you guys.
We got to play it.
Do it.
We're gonna scare the hell out of you.
Every time you say it, I'm gonna play it, Charles.
Damn. Did you put the poster up for this? You have a poster somewhere.
The scare the hell? No, you didn't give me that.
No, poster for this movie.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, let me pull that up. Mark of the Devil.
Jesus, Loyd.
There it is. Hexen. Bis aufs Blut gequalt. Is that French?
Bust auf disquaf. Dus hexon bis aufs disquafleste von Stevota Evocatio. Hoxin.
That must be a French poster, right?
It's the torture movie. I torture you, Loyd.
Uh-oh. The torture pliers. He's got the torture pliers.
The hell out of you. I use two things for torture.
We're going to scare the hell out of you.
I use this. You want to know where this goes? You will find out.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm reading a comment that KVICJNZKDK, this comment on Twitch, he says, "Lang the Bick. I'm getting tired of this shit, just laying the goddamn bick already." I think this is, we might have a troll. We'll keep an eye on this troll. I think they're trolling us. I don't know what lang the bick means, so excuse me if that's something legit. I have no idea.
Are you drunk?
No, I'm just reading from the screen. That's it. So what's the next movie, Charles? What do we got?
It's yours.
All right.
It's a good one, though.
April 3rd, 1970. This is a good one. This is Jesus Franco's Dracula movie, Count Dracula, with Christopher Lee. This was a Dracula movie not produced by Hammer Films, produced by the great exploitation filmmaker Jess Franco. So what I know about this movie is that Christopher Lee always hailed this as the most faithful to the original book. So Christopher Lee liked it, so I like it too. How about you, Charles?
Yeah. No, it's a good movie. It's very faithful to the book. It's the first Dracula movie where it starts with Dracula as an old man, and then he gets progressively younger as he feeds. That's how it is in the book. And this is the first one that did it. It has Klaus Kinski in it. He plays Renfield. Klaus Kinski is a great actor. Did a lot of weird stuff, but he has like no dialogue in this movie whatsoever. And he's really great as Renfield in it. So I enjoy this a lot. It's a great film. It was filmed in Spain, and it's very, very faithful to the book. A lot of this in this really does work. And, despite this, we seen Christopher Lee in like 5 or 6 different Dracula movies. He was at the point where he didn't really want to play Dracula anymore. They just kept giving him more money. So he kept doing it. This is one of the better ones. It really is.
Yeah, I agree. And the guy that I thought was a troll, he says it's a term commonly used in the movie industry. So, okay, I'm sorry. You're not a troll. I apologize. So, laying the bick. All right, we'll trust you on that. We'll trust you.
Is it like hot mayonnaise?
I think it is kind of like hot mayonnaise.
Hot mayonnaise, guys. Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen this, I recommend getting it. I'm not positive if there's a release, though. I don't know if there is a known release. It might be. But it's quite good.
I believe there is. I think it came out not too long ago on Blu-ray, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I know there was what's funny is there was a VHS version of this brought out in the 90s that they used the wrong movie on the cover. They used a different Dracula with Christopher Lee, but nobody could tell the difference. They were like, It's Dracula.
Whatever. Who cares?
It's the same. It's the same movie. Just go.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great one. Jesus Franco did some notorious films. I like this one. So, yeah, run with it. Check it out.
There you go. Do it. Do it. Okay, you're next, big boy.
Oh, man. What do we got?
This is one I've never heard of, so you got me.
This is a good one, actually. April 19th, 1970. A tale about a peddler in northern Spain who, in his spare time, becomes a wolfman, murdering women and burying their corpses in the woods. It is a Spanish horror flick, The Ancianas Woods, written and directed by Pedro Olia, also known as Forest of the Wolf or The Wolf's Forest. It's based on a novel. Weirdly enough, it's based on a true life of a guy named Manuel Blanco Ramasanto, who told people he could become a lichen at night.
Yeah. But the poster I put up says Lo Strano Vizio della Signora Ward. Is that the wrong?
Yeah, there you go.
Is that the right poster?
I don't know. Is it? I can't. What do you have up? Yeah, that's the right one.
Well,
that's just a different name for it.
That translates to the strange vice of Mrs. Ward.
That's the wrong poster. That's the wrong poster. I think we renamed it wrong. We'll keep this poster up though.
Huh.
Yeah, I think I named it wrong. We'll keep this poster up though. Why not? Why not? Let's keep this poster up.
I took it down. It's wrong.
Oh. Yeah, that's actually a different one. That's Blade of the Ripper, which will come in 71. That poster is.
Yeah. Also, let's move on. We won't talk about that one. Wrong year.
Wrong year. We got to keep everybody on their toes, though. We're gonna scare the hell out of you.
That's right.
This is another Spanish film, though. So Ancines Woods it's kind of hard to find. It's another Spanish film with super strong acting. There's a great book about Spanish film in general called Performance in Spanish Film, and they actually talk about this movie in the sense of like some of the best acting out of the 70s. So I mean, it's super highly praised by me. If you want to watch it, it's kind of one of those that borders drama and horror. You know, it kind of like leans kind of not towards one way or the other, but its original title was El Bosque del Lobo, and I don't know if you can find this one a lot of places.
Yeah,
you might be able to, but for the longest time there was like a Spanish version out only. That's like the only way you could watch it. And somebody finally put subtitles on it. I don't know. It's a lot of fun though. It's one of those weird ones that I don't think a lot of people have seen. But if you can track it down, I recommend watching it.
Yeah, it's something that I've never heard of, and I'm looking at stuff online about it. So I'm going to try to track this one down and check it out because I usually really love your recommendations. So I'm going to check this one out for sure.
Yeah, this one's good, and yeah, I apologize. I sent over the wrong poster. The poster for it, if you look for it, it's like it says El Bosque del Lobo, and it's got like a wolf with a guy's face on it. This one though, it's hard to find. I mean, if you try to Google anything about this, it just tries to tell you you're looking for Cabin in the Woods, and you're like, no, I'm not looking for Cabin in the Woods. It's like, yeah, you are. You're watching Cabin in the Woods. It's like, no, we're not.
Well, that sounds interesting. So is it a werewolf
definitely obscure.
Movie? Or
yes, we'll go with that.
Okay, gotcha.
It's
all right.
Yeah, I mean, Spanish horror always seemed to have a fixation on werewolves in general, but this is a fun one, kind of hard to find. Sometimes credited as a 71 release because that's when it got a wider release, but if you can find it, give it a watch. Go
Perfect.
for it.
All right, next up, we've got Peter Sasti directed this film, May 7th, 1970 was the release date. It is Taste the Blood of Dracula. This is.
Do you guys guess who's in this movie?
Christopher Lee. The poster is up, baby. Drink a pint of blood a day.
Drink a pint of blood a day.
Dracula film number 2 from 1970.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, we got another one from Hammer. So, I mean, yeah, it's this movie picks up where Dracula's Risen from the Grave ends. So it's basically like a sequel. It is a sequel, really. It was one of the very few Hammer horror movies to be rated R. It's Hammer horror, while super popular, was never that gory. This one really pushed like nudity and blood and got itself an R rating. So, yeah.
So that's about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a great movie. I mean, Peter Safdie directed several horror movies for Hammer. I mean, he did Taste the Blood, Countess Dracula, and Hands of the Ripper. I mean, think about Hammer, guys. If we get into Hammer basically had their stable of people who did their movies. Like, the music was done by James Bernard. He did a crap ton of Hammer movies. This one was written by Anthony Hines, who was the son of the founder of Hammer Film. So, I mean, really, it's kind of like Hammer's their own little family, like Frightmare is. Everybody kept to their stuff and did their own stuff. That's how it was. The Germany was released as What Does Dracula's Blood Taste Like? I like that title better. What does Dracula's blood taste like?
That's like a question. The other way is more like a statement. Like or an order. Taste the blood of Dracula. Taste it. Damn it.
Taste it. Taste it, Loyd. You're like, but what does it taste like, Charles? And I'm like, tasty, you son of a bitch. You're like, but I don't want to.
But I don't want to taste it.
I don't want to, Charles. You're like, oh, you're gonna taste it.
There you go.
I mean, it's a Hammer horror Dracula movie. They all varied in quality, but they were all about the same level of decency. They were just kind of there. I like Christopher Lee, but he played Dracula like he was taking a crap. It was just easy for him. He just showed me like, I'm Dracula.
Well, he said, he stated several times that he was just there for a paycheck. You know, there was no other reason for him to do those movies other than a paycheck. So.
And he kept asking for more money, and they were like, "All right, here you go." Like, oh shit! All right, how about some more? They're like, "All right, you can have a little bit more."
Well, they're fun. I have a lot of good memories of seeing Christopher Lee flicks or the Dracula flicks at the drive-in as a kid. So they're just fun movies.
This would be a great time for some of those to be rolled back out to the drive-ins, you know?
Yep, it would.
Yeah, if I had the ability to do pop-up drive-in somewhere, I would show these, but I don't because permits and, laws, those kind of things.
We'll do it in your driveway or something. It'll be all right.
We'll just hang out.
All right, guys. So June, you're next. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Charles.
Oh man, this is a good one, guys. June 2nd, 1970. A cleaver-wielding bridal designer murders various young brides in an attempt to unlock a repressed childhood trauma concerning the death of his mother. It is the Mario Bava cult favorite Hatchet for the Honeymoon.
I'm going to play
the Red Sign of Madness. Play the trailer.
Here it goes.
Do it live.
We're gonna scare the hell out of you.
Good old Mario Bava.
I know, right?
Everybody, okay, we're back. So everybody's talking about the music. It's just funky 70s music, man. That I don't know what it was about the 70s, but they loved that jazz, man, that funky jazz. You get it, Charles. Go, Charles. Go, Charles. I love how you have your eyes closed.
You can't open your eyes when you party.
So this is a classic flick.
This is Mario Bava. Kind of the return of him towards the end or the later part of his career. And of course, you know, the father of Lamberto Bava. And Lamberto Bava was actually assistant director on this. Lamberto Bava worked a lot of movies as assistant director with his dad. And that's kind of where he learned a lot of his skills and style. I like this movie. It's got some fun quotes. Like, one of them is, "A woman should only live to her wedding, love once, and then die."
Okay, then. That was definitely the 70s.
"Do you hear the footsteps? Someone is tiptoeing inside my brain." What's going on? Spooky. But what are you going to do when you party, though?
I don't know. That's crazy, but that is the 70s, man. That's the way it was. Newman on Gaming says, well, it was the 70s.
It was the 70s, man. What are you gonna do? You gotta have that hip hop and music. You gotta be ready to party. I mean, it's the 70s. What are you gonna say?
That music goes well with LSD.
It does. This is an LSD. Yeah, this was syndicated in the late 70s, and then it was public for a while, and then it was shown on TV like nonstop. So you probably saw a really cut, edited version of this on. I think they played it on PBS a lot. That's no joke. Like late at night.
Yeah.
So,
well, it was one of those movies that I believe was public domain for a long time, and you could just buy it anywhere, you know, on a cheap VHS tape and DVD and everything.
Everybody made a copy of it. They're like, look, I'm selling it. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, this is definitely good Mario Bava. If you're not familiar with Mario Bava's work, I wouldn't kind of recommend watching this as the first one. There's a lot of other ones, but that's for another day we can talk about.
There you go. All right, on to June 12th, 1970.
Oh,
a classic in directed by Dario Argento, part of his Animal trilogy, The Bird with the Crystal Plumage. I think we should go right into the trailer on this one and then come back for it. Or do we have a trailer? No, we've got a poster, don't we?
We got a poster for this. But this was Argento's directorial debut. This was the first first movie he directed. So, you know, what are you gonna say? I mean, it's got music by Ennio Morricone in it, which is a fantabulous score. The guy who did the cinematography on this, Vittorio Storari, ended up winning 3 Oscars later on for Apocalypse Now, Reds, and something else I can't remember. But this is a beautiful movie. It's like fantastic. And Arrow released it a few years ago on a 4K transfer from the original negative, and that was amazing to watch.
It was beautiful, and I think we premiered the trailer at Texas Frightmare a few years ago or something like that, and Arrow let us play that, and it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. That was the year Dario was there, I believe.
Yeah, it was the year Dario was there. I mean, this is fantastic. This is kind of like, if you've never seen anything by Argento, you have to start with this because it's his first movie. It's a little bit different than some other stuff he did, but not totally. But you can see his mind and how it was starting to develop to what was later going to be Suspiria.
Right.
You know, you're going to start going in there. Yeah, like you said, it's the first in the Animal trilogy, which is followed by, it was Cat o' Nine Tails and Four Flies, right?
Four Flies on Grey Velvet, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I love. I love this movie. I think it's a fantastic movie. You got a black glove killer. It's definitely a full-on giallo.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and it's great. It really is a great movie, and yeah, you see what was to come with the bird with the crystal plumage. You saw what Dario was going towards. So it's great. I think it's a great jumping off point, with his first film to start with this one. If you've never seen anything.
Yeah, if you've never seen anything he's done, watch this. And if you've seen a lot of his later stuff and never seen the early stuff, like the trilogy this is in, watch this first. I mean, go for this. It's great. I mean, it has a fantastic ending. He's recognized for a lot of his later stuff, like Suspiria, Deep Red, Tenebrae, but this is a fabulous movie. I mean, his style is super noticeable in this. You can see what was going to happen. It's just great.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Very stylized. It's beautiful. It's a great film. So, Cat o' Nine Tails, I'm not going to say anything bad about, but I didn't think it was as great of a film as Bird with Crystal Plumage or Four Flies on Grey Velvet. Four Flies, really, I love Four Flies on Grey Velvet. But
well, that's true. I mean, this movie, like you said, it started Argento. It made him a hit in Europe at the time. He became a European sensation, and it was because of this movie. And he really just paved the way for him. He could pretty much do what he wanted in the 70s, and this is where it started.
That is where it started, definitely. I already put up the poster, but I'll pop it up one more time so everybody can get a look at this. This is an original Italian.
Yeah, the best posters. I mean, guys, you can't get much better than Italian one-sheets in the 70s. Hand-drawn, beautiful imagery. They all use basically the same font, which I always think is funny because they really did. But yeah, they're great. They're great. And if you're into collecting posters like I am and love posters, these are the hardest ones to get and the ones that are the most valuable and the ones that are like impossible to find in great shape. Really.
Definitely. All right. Well, we're moving right along, Charles. We're up to film number 10. Oh, wait,
it's mine.
No. We're up to film number 9, and it is yours, yes. And this is a great one. I'm excited to talk about this one.
Man, July 4th, 1970. Two young English women go on a cycling tour in the French countryside. I'm cycling. You see me? I'm cycling. All right. One of them goes missing. The other begins to search for her. But who can she trust? It is the British film. And soon the darkness, Loyd. And soon the darkness.
There it is. I've got the poster
What do you
up.
think?
I love this movie. It's a fantastic movie. I think it's overlooked way too much.
Oh, yeah.
Argento fan knew what you were talking about already. He already posted it before you said what the movie was. But
see, Argento fan knows what's up.
He does know what's up. This is a great movie. And I am not sure when the last time it was released and how good it, how easy it is to get a hold of now. But
you can get it. It was released last year in October by Kino Lorber Films. It's like $20 on Amazon. It's actually a really fantastic transfer onto Blu-ray.
Yeah, and don't get it mixed up with the remake and Soon the Darkness from 2010.
Don't watch that with Amber Heard. Don't watch the 2010 one. Just run away.
The 1970 film is a classic. It really is a great flick.
Really is great. The director on this, Robert Fiost, did other films like Devil's Reign in 75. I think he did one in 71. Dr. Phibbs, I think was his.
Dr. Phoebes.
Dr. Phoebes. If you guys are Doctor Who fans, one of the guys who wrote this, Terry Nation, was real big into contributed a lot to Doctor Who. He's the one who created the Daleks and the Davros for that series. So he wrote this movie. So he's kind of well known with the Doctor Who people. But it's a great movie. I don't ever see anybody talk about, really. But it's out there. There are fans of it. And it's definitely one I would say to put on the top of your list of things to watch, this one.
Absolutely, yeah. It definitely goes on the kind of the top of this list tonight.
Yeah. It's definitely one of the better options out of 1970. It's definitely a great little gem. It's an English film, but it's just superbly suspenseful. It's pretty creepy. It's It's got a nice little twist ending in it. The story kind of keeps you going all over the place, so it's really well written. Beautiful filming locations in France because it was filmed in France, and yeah, it's great. I mean, I'd say go for it. Anything else we can add for it?
Excuse me. No, it's just highly recommended. So this is definitely something you want to watch.
Yeah, definitely.
Full Empire Promotions just joined us. He said, "Hey fellas, just dropping by to check out your show. 70s had some amazing films. I hope you mentioned British director Pete Walker. He made awesome movies like Frightmare and Schizo." Yes. So we know Full Empire Promotions. This is Dominic, and he books guests with us. And yes, we are actually just on 1970. We will do 1 year every week until we're done with the 70s. That's what we did with the 80s as well. So you got to stick in. Come check us out more often.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, and Soon the Darkness, $20 on Amazon, worth a buy. Great copy. Not much else we can say, but yeah, it's just great. We can kind of roll on to the next one, which is one of my favorite movies.
I have no idea why you gave me this one because I do not know what this movie is. But here we go.
There's a trailer for it.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it. This was directed by Michio Yamamoto.
Yeah, it is.
Released July 4th, 1970. It's a little ditty called The Vampire
What's it called?
Doll.
Oh yes, the Vampire Doll. This is Charles's favorite 1970 movie on the list, out of all of them.
Okay.
Vampire Doll is a fantastic Japanese horror film. It was the first of 3 vampire films made by Toho Studios. There was Lake of Dracula and Evil Dracula as well. It was also called Night of the Vampire and Legacy of Dracula. It is so much fun, and let's just watch the trailer for it. Let's roll the trailer, and we'll go from that.
Okay, here we go.
優子はもうこの世のものでは。先生、優子さんは本当に亡くなったんでしょうか？
死因は全身打撲による内臓破裂。
でも昨夜私、優子さんを見たんです。
何？
優子は死にました。でも信じられないことが起こったのです。信じられないことが。
We're gonna scare the hell out of you.
Well, that looks creepy.
I mean, if you like Hammer-style vampire films, this is a fantastic Japanese effort to make a gothic vampire flick, and I like this. I think it's stood the test of time. It has its own story. It slowly builds up this awesome little story that's not as familiar as other vampire stories that people did. The effects in it were very simple but super effective, and I definitely recommend seeing this. Yeah, it's like I said, it's the first of a trilogy that was brought out that Toho had made, and they actually released a Blu-ray of this like 2 months ago. And
oh, really?
You can get it. Yeah, Vampire Doll.
So you just look up Vampire Doll and you can find it.
Yeah, it's on Amazon. It's like $17 or something like that. It's on Amazon.
Okay.
Do it. I like this one. You guys know I like Asian horror a lot, and this is a great movie. This is really well done. It's Toho is of course known for its giant monster flicks, Godzilla, etc. And this is one of the three Dracula vampire films they brought out. Most people don't know this or the other two titles that they had, Lake of Dracula and Evil Dracula. Those are also really, really great. So, yeah, great Eerie Tale. Watch it. Give it a run. It's something to add to your repertoire of stuff that you should know and see. So,
well, it looks creepy to me. I'll check it out. Definitely.
Do it. All right. What do we got, guys?
You're next.
Man, July 22nd, 1970, guys. In 1500s England, a cruel witch-hunting magistrate who often tortures innocent villagers. Where's my torture tools at? Tortures innocent villagers for entertainment. Runs afoul of a witch who conjures a banshee to kill him and his family. It is the British flick Cry of the Banshee, directed again by Gordon Hessler, his second movie from 1970 on our list, and also featuring Vincent Price as the evil witch hunter. What do you think?
Cry of the Banshee with Vincent Price. I love anything with Vincent Price.
This is a fun movie too. It's got a funky opening title credit sequence that was actually done by Terry Gilliam, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this recently again, maybe like a month ago, and it's fun. It really holds up. What do you think?
I think so too. Like I said, I love anything with Vincent Price, so I'm definitely down. Who produced this one? Did you say that already, or?
No, I didn't say it. This was. I can't remember who produced it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the poster, but it's too small on my screen, so I can't tell. But it's a very cool poster. It's a cool movie.
Yeah, it's a cool movie. Gordon Hessler directing again. This wasn't a Hammer movie or anything. I can't remember who made this though. It was something else. But Vincent Price playing somebody evil is always fun. He's a great actor, and yeah, this is another one that's kind of been around for a while. I mean, a lot of people have seen this one. It's kind of got lost the last few years though, but there was a Blu-ray release from Shout Factory, but I don't know how long ago that was, and since it was a Shout Factory release, it's probably like $7,000 on eBay or something. So, going to Shout Factory movies.
So, Argento fan brought this up, and now I know this movie that Vampire Doll. It's Arrow released it as the Bloodthirsty Trilogy.
Yeah, Arrow brought out the whole one. The Bloodthirsty Trilogy is all three of them that I mentioned from Toho.
So now I know what you're talking about. It's Vampire Doll, Lake of Dracula, and Evil of Dracula. So
yeah, 71 was Lake and 75 was Evil Dracula. Great set of films. Really great set of films.
Awesome. Anything else about Cry the Banshee?
I like Cry of the Banshee. It's a little bit slow moving. I mean, when you get into the British horror stuff, it could be a little slow moving from time to time, but the fact that you see early stuff from Terry Gilliam doing the title sequence, that's always fun. There's not much else that I can really throw in about this, to be honest with you. It's got a fun little female cast in it. Vincent Price is great. Like we said, he's a little cheesy, but he's fun. It's a period horror, which some people don't like period horror because it can get kind of a little slow. But it's fun. Yeah, again.
All right, cool. So let's move on. We got Roy Ward Baker's October 4th, 1970 release of The Vampire Lovers.
Hammer release.
Hammer release. And Roy Ward Baker was a well-known director back then. Directed some Amicus flicks too. So good stuff. I like this movie. It's got Ingrid Pitt in it.
Yeah.
And Ingrid Pitt was a great actress.
Yeah, I mean, this is Vampire Lovers is the first in the Karstein trilogy. The others being Lust for a Vampire and Twins of Evil. Now, these were infamous for their portrayal of lesbian vampires. Essentially, it was really promiscuous at the time, and it wasn't something that was really done. It was very daring for the time, and it really. The trailer says the poster's like, if you taste the deadly passion of the blood nymphs. I'm like, whoa, calm down. calm down. It also has Peter Cushing in it. And this is another first in the trilogy. So I mean, if you haven't seen the Karstein trilogy, it's basically called the Karstein trilogy because that's the vampire family that it's around. But yeah, grab this, Lust for a Vampire and Twins of Evil. I always find that a lot of people have seen Twins of Evil, which is like the last one, but people haven't seen the other ones. So
yeah,
if you haven't seen them, check it out. Do it.
Yeah, that was the trilogy with buxom female vampires, basically.
Yeah, I mean, they were kind of softcore, dirty films, but they were really well made. They were, beautifully shot. Again, they're Hammer films, so had a great studio behind them, and I always enjoy watching them when I can. Shout Factory brought out this on Blu-ray too. I don't know if it's available. It's probably $98 or $700 or something. So that's every damn Shout Factory movie.
Yeah. I actually spoke to Ingrid Pitt via email. At one point I was considering bringing her in, and it just never happened. But I think she would have been a cool. Great guest. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, you can't help but love the vampires in these movies. I mean, they're, Hammer, always, they made a lot of vampire movies, Hammer did, but they always try to do variations of some stories. And that's kind of what this was, Vampire Lovers. A little something different. And really, this is kind of one of the most important, I would say, like genre films like this, because the fact that they were going and depicting this route of like these lesbian vampires was super different from the time, and it was very like taboo. And it was like, oh, what's going on here? So it's great.
Yeah,
really, really great.
Argento fan says that he met Ingrid a number of times, and he went to her birthday event in London. A lovely lady.
Awesome.
That is cool.
Very nice.
Very cool. All right.
Yeah.
So, Vampire Lovers, what is that, like the fifth vampire movie we've mentioned so far? Seems like it.
Oh, probably. I mean, there were 797 released in 1970. So if you think of the word vampire, then any words you can think of, there was a movie called that in the 70s. Like, there was Vampire Potato. There was Vampire Windex.
Vampire Windex.
Vampire Gravel Space Supreme. I mean, they're all there. You name it.
Oh, that's funny.
This is it's another gothic film. It's very lush. I mean, it's based on a novel. I can't remember the name of the novel was. It was loosely based on a novel. Carmel, something like that. I can't remember the name, but very old book. And it's kind of interesting if you ever read about the book it was based on, because it came out like 20 years before Dracula. So it wasn't necessarily a vampire book, but it kind of had some basis to what Bram Stoker ended up using. So there's that.
All right, cool. Next up is something pretty cool, and that was yours. Man.
October 23rd, guys, 1970. A movie about an insane magician uses hypnotism to butcher audience members. Gullible enough to participate in his show. It is the American fantasy splatter cult super duper classic, The Wizard of Gore, directed by Herschel Gordon Lewis, guys. Herschel Gordon Lewis. Lloyd's favorite movie of all time, right, Lloyd?
I don't know about that, but I definitely I look up to Herschel a lot because
same
he
here.
kind of started, or kicked off a genre. When you tell him that he started it, he'll tell you, or he would back then, he would have told you that Well, I did it, but somebody else would have done it later if it wasn't for me.
That sounds like Romero. That's how Romero always talk. Oh, nobody gives a shit about me.
Yeah.
Come on. Jackass.
Somebody else would have made a zombie movie later. Whatever.
But I like Wizard of Gore. I mean, really, it was a fun splatter movie. Really, a time really before splatter was a thing. This is considered a splatter movie, and it was. Yeah, I mean, really, I don't know what else to say about it. It was one of those most shocking movies of its time. I mean, really, people went kind of nuts over this movie, you know?
It was. Herschel made a lot of films before this, of course, and I think pretty much the first Gore film, and he's called the Godfather of Gore for a reason, but the first Gore film that he did was Blood Feast. Yeah. But Wizard of Gore is one of the more well-known ones from the lot of everything that he did. 2000 Maniacs, the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, Wizard of Gore is just one of the great what the hell movies when you watch it and you're like, what the hell's going on? It's just chaos from start to finish. It's just great.
Yep.
I mean, it's definitely, there's some scenes in there, but there's a scene with the eyeball scene. Remember that? It's really just, the effects were so convincing in this movie. They were just insane.
Well, they did crazy stuff. Like they would just go to the butcher shop and just, buy a pound of bologna or something and cover it with fake blood. And that would be like part of a leg that they cut off or something,
That's what me and Loyd do in the weekends. We get some bologna and cover it with blood and slap each other with it.
I'm
God, you son of a bitch!
We're gonna scare the hell out of
this movie
you.
Was released as Blood Magician, which I like that name. The Blood Magician. Yeah, but it's a fun one. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I think a lot of people have seen this, but I mean, you got what you want in these kind of movies. It's ridiculously gory and some really terrible acting, and that's just kind of what you expect in these movies. It's just great.
Herschel was at our very first show in 2006, and it was a lot of fun. He was a super cool dude, and he sang the theme song to 2001 Maniacs, backed up by the guys from Rigor Mortis. Played some of the background music. We bought in a banjo player. I think the video is somewhere out there on the internet, but it's pretty wild. Bruce from Rigor Mortis was a big fan of anything horror, but he was also a huge fan of Herschel Gordon Lewis, and rest in peace to Bruce. We'll miss you.
Yep. What's next? Oh, I think it's you.
Okay, well, let me pull that up. Let's see. Next up. Okay.
What you got?
Number 14. This is something that everybody should know. Came out October 28th, 1970, directed by Dan Curtis. This is House of Dark Shadows, based on the soap opera vampire TV show of the same name. Or what was it? That was just called Dark Shadows, wasn't it?
Dark Shadows. This is like right before Dark Shadows went off the air, because didn't it go off air like 70 or 71? Dark Shadows.
I don't remember. I just remember coming home and seeing that playing on TV after school, and it was like, this is weird, man. I never could get into Dark Shadows, but I know it has a lot of fans out there. It has a following, yeah.
Dan Curtis directed this, and Dan Curtis has the director. He was the guy who created Dark Shadows for TV, so they had the right director on it. Dan Curtis also did Trilogy of Terror, and he did Burnt Offerings, which came out sometime in the 70s. I can't remember when.
Both with the lovely Karen Black. Rest in peace. Yep. We'll miss her too.
We will miss her. House of Dark Shadows. It's actually sort of difficult to get. It was released on Blu-ray by Warner like 8 or 9 years ago, and you can't find it anywhere. I was trying to pull up a couple of copies before we did this, and I saw one on eBay for like $140. I was like, what the hell? I don't like Dark Shadows that much.
Yeah.
But I wasn't a biggest fan of the show either, but you can kind of watch this as a standalone without sort of knowing the show at all, because it's kind of filmed almost as a standalone. So it's a good watch. It's not that long. I mean, it's only like an hour and a half long.
And plus, the production quality is much better in the film than in the TV show.
Much better. You know, it's a little dreary because I mean it's a PG rated movie, but I think it's a fun. You know, Dark Shadows, I think has the bare bones of something that could be good again. Not like the really crappy Tim Burton movie that came out a couple years ago, but
yeah.
I mean, it's fun if you haven't seen it. It's another one that you could probably watch with maybe a younger crowd, but they'll probably fall asleep. But it's not too bad.
Yeah.
So go for it. I wouldn't pay $150 for it on eBay, but go for it.
Yeah. Meredith made a cool comment. She said, curious what kind of influence on 70s horror movies that Charles Manson had. I think the first obvious thing was that hippies were always portrayed as weird, murderous people after that. So, and we're actually going to get to a movie that had a lot to do with this in just a minute. We've got 2 movies in front of it, but the one that we're going to talk about, you can definitely see the Manson influence.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, you know, Charles Manson had, you know, it was his influence was really 70s horror. I mean, the crimes he did, a lot of elements that appeared in a lot of movies, like you said, the hippies, or even like the hitchhiker people, the cults, you know, the blood stained on the walls, and you know, brainwashed people doing weird things for cults. Mm-hmm. You know, there's a lot of those cult movies in the 70s. A lot of these, you know, crazy hippies gonna stab you, you know, right. Kinds of stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of movies we'll get to, you know, throughout the 70s that, yeah, you're gonna be like, boom, there it is.
It's all about crazy hippies killing people, and it was a big influence. I mean, I was born in 71, so as a kid, Charles Manson was on TV all the time, you know, so I was I was very intrigued with Charles Manson as a kid, and his influence can be seen in a lot of horror movies. So let's go on to the next one. I wonder if the next film will be a vampire flick, Charles.
I'm not sure. So November 8th, 1970, guys, a movie about a bat's blood that hits Dracula's ashes. Oh, God, it's Dracula. Now that this blood from this bat has hit Dracula's ashes, he's going to rise again. It's the Hammer film, The Scars of Dracula. And guess who it stars? Guess who it stars, Lloyd?
It's Christopher Lee.
It's Christopher Lee! Second movie in 1970, directed by Warwick Baker. We talked about Vampire Lovers. Well, he also did this. Because as we mentioned, Hammer Horror has their little crew of people that basically just worked 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and just popped out vampire movies. They were like slave drivers. They're like, vampire!
We need more vampires.
I don't want to make another one! Tell you some bitch! That's pretty much how it was.
Well, it just blows my mind at how popular vampire flicks were in this period, because but it's also, it makes sense why everybody got really burned out on vampire flicks, because they just put them out in succession over and over and over again.
So luckily for the U.S. audience, and for us in the U.S., these movies were basically all released in the U.K. So when they finally came over to the U.S., they were like scattered like a year apart, because I think like Scars of Dracula came out 70, and like they didn't go in order either, because like Taste of Blood of Dracula was like 71 or 72, and they like spaced them out here. But man, in Europe, they were just like boom, every 3 months, boom. I just had this feeling Christopher Lee didn't even know what movie he was making as Dracula. He was just like, I don't know. Here,
I can imagine.
We'll just cut them together and make a movie. He's probably like, just tell me what line you want me to say, and then you make the movie later. They're like, all right, we'll do it.
Yeah. Well, he never really spoke in those movies either. He just stared and he hissed, you know, like a mad cat and stuff like that. And he had those bloodshot eyes, and that was about it.
That's all he needed to do. But the thing about these, though, these are all pretty good movies. I mean, this one, Scars of Dracula, it's still actually a pretty fun movie. It's a good watch. It was, I mean, I would say this and like Taste the Blood are basically on the same level for that year. They're still fun, but as we're going to the 70s, guys, you're gonna see a lot of vampire movies, and then you're gonna see no vampire movies, and you'll be able to tell when people got burnt out because it was like instantaneous. They were like, "Nope, that's it, guys.
Yeah,
it's
we're
all
done."
over.
Yeah,
and then Hammer Horror was like, "What do we do?"
Yeah. And then there was a lot of, in the 70s, mid to late 70s, there were a lot of vampire parody films, too, because they were getting ridiculous at that point, and people just wanted to kind of make fun of it.
That's why people got burnt out. They're like, what do we do? And they're like, now we'll make fun of the vampires. And they're like, yes, we will.
Exactly.
It'll always work. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people in these movies were in, other Hammer horror movies. Like Michael Ripper was in this. He was in Taste the Blood of Dracula, and Dracula's Risen from the Grave. I mean, you've got a lot of people who just continuously just made these movies for like 4 straight years. That's kind of what they did.
Yep.
But
all right. Well,
we can move on because Dracula movies, guys.
Yeah. How about a little bit of a change? November 8th.
Oh my God.
1970. We changed up a little bit. Are you ready for this big change? Are you ready for this big change?
What happened, Lloyd? Is it changing?
It's changing. It's not Dracula. We've got Jimmy Sangster directed a movie called The Horror of Frankenstein.
Oh, no. The Horror of Frankenstein. It's another Hammer film, guys. So they had to make something else, but David Prowse plays Frankenstein in this. So.
I was going to mention that if you didn't. David Prowse is Frankenstein in this.
Yeah. Jimmy Sangster did this, right? Did he direct this one?
Yes.
Yeah, Sangster was mostly known, guys, for writing all the early Hammer horror films. He was the writer of like Curse of Frankenstein and like 58 Draculas. Fantastic writer. Decided he was going to start directing. I think this is the first thing he directed. He also wrote it, I think, too. He did everything. I think he did everything in this damn movie. I don't know. He did a bunch of stuff, but...
Well, you also have Veronica Carlson in this flick, who is still with us. She's still around, and she does conventions, so she might be a cool guest to bring in sometime.
Oh, yeah. I think she'd be a great guest to bring in. But, yeah.
She did... she's a Bond girl, too, isn't she? If I'm not mistaken. Or am I thinking of somebody else?
Talking about Veronica?
Veronica Carlson. I know she did Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. She did Dracula is Risen from the Grave.
I don't remember her Bond.
She did Casino Royale, but that wasn't...
That was an official Bond movie.
Right. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, she was in a movie last year, wasn't she? House of Gorgon or something? Did she come back and do something? Because she didn't do anything for a long time, and there was some movie made last year I was hearing that she was in.
Oh, yeah, House of the Gorgon, and then they're in pre-production for The Rectory. So, yeah, she's still working.
The Rectory. That sounds like a dirty movie.
The Rectory.
Lloyd, would you like to be in a movie with me? It's called The Rectory.
The Rectory. Okay.
Are you excited? Are you so excited? So what are we doing? Yeah, Horror of Frankenstein's actually, I'm not going to say it's good, but it's not really bad. It's a mile-line movie. It's definitely a Hammer horror movie. You can feel it just coughs British horror in it. To me, it always felt like a movie that ran out of money because like the first 60 minutes are pretty good. Then it's just kind of like, I don't know, what the hell are we going to do with this movie? And it just kind of ends. It's like, all right, that's it.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and show the trailer for this one. We've got that queued up.
Yeah. Trailer's great, though.
All right, here we go.
Shrink from this eye, this all-seeing eye. Hide from these hands, these powerful hands. Run from the horror, the ultimate horror of Frankenstein. prepare yourself for a new Frankenstein. Searing the screen with excitement. A young Frankenstein, experimenting with the forbidden secret of life itself, molding his most terrifying creation.
We're going to make a person. One of the first things we're going to need is the raw material. But fresh, mind you. Nothing more than 3 days old.
Anything I bring you will be so fresh, get past the government meat inspector.
Alice, she's my housekeeper. I hope she can cook.
People just aren't dying off so quick. It's the welfare state. That's what it is.
Frankenstein is back to raise the dead, to terrorize the living. Hammer, the masters of suspense, offer you a shocking bargain. Your ticket entitles you to be frightened out of your wits. At no extra charge.
We're gonna scare the hell out of you.
It keeps playing that scare the hell out of you video when I go back, Charles. I don't know what's going on. So we did mention that Dave Prowse played the monster, but for those that don't know, and I'm not sure who doesn't know, but Dave Prowse also was the man in the Darth Vader suit for Star Wars, Empire, and Return of the Jedi. And he was also the assistant or the servant in Clockwork Orange in the old man's house.
He's great, Clockwork.
Yeah, he is. So he's actually a super nice guy too. I met him at a comic convention years and years ago, and he was very nice. Signed a Darth Vader photo for me and all kinds of stuff. So it was really cool.
You should have looked at him and been like, "You're not James Earl Jones."
Yeah, who are you?
Who are you? He's still alive. Isn't he like 85 or 86 now?
I thought he passed away not too long ago.
Oh, did he? Well, then he's dead. Well, then he's dead. Then I don't know.
Then he's dead. Then.
Well, that's my fault. Then fine. I didn't think he was dead. But if he's dead, he's dead.
I thought Prowse died a couple years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I don't know. I just work here, Lloyd. It's my first day.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Horror of Frankenstein, guys, some people say it's the worst Hammer movie. I will not say that because there's some ones that are a lot worse in my opinion, but
yeah.
I think the trailer's fun. I'll tell you, I think the trailer's the best part of the movie. So if you watch the trailer, you're good. You're golden. So there you are. Knock it out.
So on IMDb, it does not show that Prowse has passed away yet. So I guess I was wrong.
Maybe you're the only one who knows. Maybe the only person who knows.
I don't know. I know he had some really bad health issues not too long ago. I mean, we all will when we get older, but I guess he's still alive. Oh yeah, Todd Lewis says Prowse is still alive. So,
jeez,
I
trying
thought
to kill him, Lloyd.
I thought he was a goner, man. I thought he was a goner, but I'm glad he's not. I really am.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, so let's move on.
Yeah.
We got the very last one, Charles. Let's move on to that. And this is a humdinger.
A dinger?
A humdinger.
A humdinger. Oh, I'm fine with a humdinger. My name's Lloyd Cry. I'm a fine girl. Get scared the hell out of you. All right, guys. Mm-hmm. December 15th, 1970. A group of satanic hippies. I can't say it. A group of satanic hippies becomes rabid and cannibalistic after being fed meat pies injected with dog blood. They kill and infect everyone on their path. One of the very first films ever to receive an X rating. It is the exploitation film I Drink Your Blood, written and directed by David Durston. Right, Lloyd? You like this one, Lloyd?
Love I Drink Your Blood. It's a great movie. There's just so much going on in this movie that's fantastic. Like he said, it's got a satanic hippie group of hippies, and they're basically the Charlie Manson family. And then a little kid feeds them meat pies that are injected with rabid dog blood, and they all become rabid, and horror ensues. This film was released as a double bill with another film called I Eat Your Flesh.
I Eat Your Flesh.
Yeah, I Eat Your Flesh was a movie that was produced under another name, and it never got released.
Yeah.
And so they just grabbed that movie and slapped a new name on it and released the double feature I Drink Your Blood and I Eat Your Flesh.
Yeah, it was a movie in the mid-'60s called Zombies. That was the name of it. 64 or 65.
Mm-hmm.
And it never got released. And they found a good way to do a double feature. And it's got a great double feature poster if you ever find it. They did both of them. Also,
I've got
pretty
the
rare
Italian poster up. Is this the right poster? La Rabbia dei Morti Viventi.
Mm-hmm.
With George Patterson. Yeah, it sure is. Look at that. George
that's
Patterson.
the right poster.
Yep.
It's Italian. They've got to go. They got to go hardcore. You know.
Exactly. This film was released by Grindhouse, I think, originally on DVD, and they released a limited edition of it, and they had like everybody that was in the movie sign it. A gentleman named Bhaskar Roy Chowdhury played the hippie satanic cult leader, the Charles Manson kind of guy, named Horace Bones. And it also had a Frightmare TFW favorite. Do you remember who that was?
Lynn Lowry.
Lynn Lowry. Yes,
I
Lynn
love
Lowry.
her.
Yep, I'd love her too. She was in this flick as well. I cannot recommend I Drink Your Blood highly enough. It's a great, wacky, off-the-wall movie.
This is one of the classic exploitation films. You can see how this movie paved the way to a lot of later movies, a lot of like early Cronenberg movies like Rabid, stuff like that. You can see it in there. It's something you have to watch. If you have not seen it, you have to watch it. You should watch it. You should watch it thoroughly and with post-haste. All right.
Absolutely.
It's great though. I mean, really, it's something if you haven't seen it, it needs to be on your list. And I don't know. I think there's a copy of it out, isn't there?
Oh, it's all over the place. I mean,
it's everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, this should be easy to find. I think there's a Blu-ray. It may be even streaming all over the place. I think at one point it was streaming for free. I don't know about now, but man, it's a good flick. This is on one of the top of my list, just because it's crazy. There's even a scene where they barbecue rats and eat the rats, and
it's a crazy movie. I mean, it really is. It's definitely, like we were saying before, Charles Manson. There you go. This is what started it. He paved the way.
Yep, and it really did. So, you read that deal. They turn into crazed lunatics and begin killing and or infecting everything in their path.
Yep.
So, and it kind of turns into a Living Dead type film, and it's just wild. It really is, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Like we said, one of the first movies to be rated X. One of the very first movies to be rated X, and I know the face that was on a lot of the movie posters was first used for a different movie, It, with Roddy McDowall. So they reused that. But other than that, it's a lot of fun.
Oh, you mean that double bill skull, like that melting skull looking thing?
Yeah, because there was a movie with Roddy McDowall where they used that same artwork, like that face. It's part of the poster art. It came out a few years before it.
Oh, yeah. Somebody corrected me. It's not I Eat... Did I say I Eat Your Flesh? I think it's I Eat Your Skin.
I Eat Your Skin, I think it is.
Yeah.
But But yeah, they used rats in this. They were trained rats. I know that. And the same trained rats ended up being used in Willard the next year, like 71 or 72. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull that poster up because it's a great one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a scene in it where remember where Grandpa like trips on LSD? Isn't there a scene with that? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Grandpa takes LSD and he sees like the ghosts.
They force him to take LSD, don't they?
Yeah, yeah. I need to rewatch this too. I remember a lot of weird scenes in this movie. It's so much fun.
It is. It's a blast, and what a great way to end 1970. Right?
Yeah, 1970. You know, it's I wouldn't say 70 was the most solid year, guys, but we had some good stuff in 1970. I Drink Your Blood, Wizard of Gore, Berber Crystal Plumage. We had Vampire Doll. Those are 4 really solid movies. You know, we had a lot of Hammer in here, kind of ho-hum Hammer, but you know, it's not like some of the years we saw in the 80s, like 87, 88. Not like those years, but yeah, there it is. I Drink Your Blood.
And I Eat Your Skin, which was a zombie flick that was repurposed. Never released, and then it got repurposed to be on this double bill.
I mean, you got something filmed, you got to know what the hell to do with it, so.
Yeah.
David said he bought a copy last year at Frightmare from Grindhouse. Cool. Now we're talking.
Exactly.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't have a copy of this, and I should probably get one. So I don't have a copy of it. But that's kind of where we are, 1970. But we have an honorable mentions roll, which is going to roll pretty soon. But other than that, yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, we're not stuffed full like the 80s. You know, very, very handfuls of good stuff. 70s, they do pick up in some later years because I've already kind of program 71 through 74. It does pick up a little bit more. So,
yeah.
We're running some stuff.
Well, let's go ahead and play the honorable mentions. As we always say, this list is in no way absolutely complete, where we just don't, you know, we can't cover everything, but
yeah,
can't be comprehensive. But here is the honorable mention list for films that didn't make the main list, but should probably be checked out as well. Here we go.
Yeah. Very much so.
We're gonna scare the hell out of you.
Okay, we're back. That was the honorable mentions. Yes, sir. And that was really cool. That's I like the music that you used in that one.
Yeah, I changed the music up a little bit. So, pretty good. I like that. So, now, we got a super chat from Steven. Thank you, Steven. Steven, always a good supporter, and we love you, Steven. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. If anybody else wants to leave a tip, you can do so. I'll just go ahead and post that on YouTube. There's a link to give us a tip, and I'll also put one on Twitch. We appreciate the tips. That helps us out a whole bunch. Helps us make the show better and improve everything overall. And there's Stephen Burt.
Another great show. I have added more films to my watch list.
Yeah,
thank you.
He just hang on. Sorry, it was playing his super chat, so it takes a minute to pop up.
So, I remember $6.66 too. It'll get you El Diablo to pop up.
That gets you El Diablo. If
No.
you tip exactly 666 at that link that I just put on YouTube.
Yeah, Lord. Yeah. I think I should give away a movie. What do you think?
I think you should. And I think I know what you're going to give away. It has to do with tonight's list.
I am going to give away something that is cool and not super easy to get at all. You guys should like this one because you're ready for it. I've got Arrow Video's Bird with Crystal Plumage.
Awesome.
Now, I want you guys to enjoy this one. This one is coming from my collection. Never been opened. And what's cool about this one is it is now really actually hard to find from Arrow Video. So anybody getting this is super lucky. This is a good one.
Is that right?
This is actually,
is it going out of print or something?
Yeah, it's still, it's kind of out of print. So it'll run you new on Blu-ray between 40 and 50 bucks, something like that. If you find one, you can find used copies too. But it's a good one for everybody. Who wants it? What do you think we should do?
We should do some Argento trivia.
Oh,
do you know any?
Do you want the Argento trivia? I'm Dario Argento. I am making the movies. I'm so famous in Italy. I like it so much. You know what I mean?
We should ask people what Dario Argento ate at the Frightmare weekend when he landed. If anybody knows that, we've talked about it.
I don't think anybody would get it though. Let me. I know some fun stuff about Argento. Let me think. Oh, maybe stuff that Argento told me some fun stuff about himself, but I don't know if anybody would want to know that. So we'll give away this because it's 1970s. Now, what do you think?
They want me to tell them anyway, so I'm going to tell them while you look. So Dario had a special diet, and he didn't get his meal on the plane. I won't say it was Charles's fault, but it might have been Charles's fault.
Hey, it was not my fault. It was his assistant's fault, who had told me the wrong thing that he was supposed to eat.
There you go.
So
we finally got him in, and we got him fed, and he just wanted bread with butter on it with his meal
and wine.
And when that bread,
lots of wine,
and the bread had to be gluten-free. And so, of course, the hotel made sure to take care of him like they always do, and they brought the bread out. And when they set it down, and it was buttered, he looked at it and went, "Oh, bread."
Oh. He went,
so
"Oh,
good.
The bread. It's so good." He goes, I was sitting next to him, and he was like, "Oh, the bread, it's so good." And they brought out the wine. Oh, it's so good.
He was so excited about that damn bread.
All right. So if you guys want to win Bird with Crystal Plumage, tell me this. Okay. Which spaghetti western did Argento receive a screenwriting credit for?
Ooh, I know the answer to this. Ooh, I know. Let's see who's first. Repeat the question, Charles, while we're waiting.
Which spaghetti western did Dario Argento? What do we got?
Travis Brown got it. Read it again, though.
Which spaghetti western did Dario Argento get a screenwriting credit for?
So, Me You Fools says Argento wrote 3 spaghetti westerns.
Yeah. Give me any of the 3.
There you go.
That's why I'm like, just which spaghetti western? Like, give me one.
Travis got one of them. And that would have been the first one, right?
Yeah. Did he say Once Upon a Time in the West?
Once Upon a Time in the West.
Yeah, with Henry Fonda. Yeah. So,
yes, sir.
Travis Brown is going to get this then. It's a good one.
There you go.
Todd said he blasted Charles, and like I said, he did actually. He was quite mad at Charles, Argento was, because he thought it was my fault, and it actually wasn't. It was. So what it was is he had a specific diet, which I can't remember what it was. It was celiac or something, but his Rep just told me he was vegetarian. That's all they told me was he was vegetarian. So when I booked his ticket, I noted vegetarian. So I guess the vegetarian meal they gave him he couldn't eat anything that was in that. And I was like, all they told me was vegetarian. I was like, I don't know. And I even called the airline for half an hour. It was like, yeah, it was a long story.
Yeah, he was
not my fault.
He just kept holding his stomach and going, I'm so hungry.
I'm so hungry, Charles.
Charles.
I'm so hungry.
Charles, I'm so hungry. And no food on the plane.
No food on the plane. Then he had dinner with me, and then he was happy. So,
yeah,
we were very happy together.
And he had broken a rib before he came to our show, didn't he?
Something like that.
Poor guy.
So he was mad, but then I made him full. I made his belly full. So full, Charles.
He was so happy.
So good.
And
So
Stephen
good, the
Lewis
bread.
said he loves his wine, and yes, he does love that wine. He loves his wine, so.
I remember
Good
he
for
had a
him.
glass of wine and some butter bread, and he was just like, Charles, not my favorite person. So good.
Yeah,
So,
he loved you after that.
he did. All weekend he loved me.
All right, so Travis, make sure you get us your address, and we will, Charles, that is, he will get this out to you and get you taken care of.
Oh, yeah. We'll get you taken care of. Travis said his address is on Messenger. Fine, I'll go look for it then. I'm going to go hunt it down. There's a lot of things on Messenger, Travis.
Well,
I think I have his address. I got Travis's address, though. I got it. Because Travis has won a couple things from us. He's a sneaky little one.
He's a sneaky little dude.
He sneaks in there with those answers.
Absolutely.
He's good, though. So, yeah, guys. So we're in 70. So, yeah, this weekend, guys, we got Tracy Lords and Chris Rowe on this weekend, right?
Yes, Tracy Lords, Chris Rowe, they're going to come on and they're going to talk about lots of stuff, but Chris directed a film called Cemetery Tales, A Tale of Two Sisters, and Tracy Lords stars in that, as well as a bunch of other people that you all know. So it's won a lot of awards at a lot of different festivals, and it's a good flick. We recommend it, so we can't wait to bring Tracy on and talk about her career and talk about the film that she did with Chris.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, Saturday night we'll have our Twitch watch party, so we're going to be watching Rise of Leslie Vernon this week with our Gentle fan, right?
I believe that is correct.
Yeah. So it'll be fun.
I also want to mention that we've got the Saturday after next. So I think that is Saturday, August 1st. We've already got that one booked, and we're bringing on Daniel Kraus, author Daniel Kraus. He basically co-wrote the new George Romero Living Dead novel. And I don't know the full story. I don't know if this was a book that George didn't finish and that Daniel came in and finished up. I'm not sure, but that's why we're going to have Daniel Kraus on. We're going to talk about the new Romero novel. Daniel Kraus is a pretty popular or famous author. Daniel wrote The Shape of Water with Guillermo del Toro, right?
Yeah, he co-wrote Shape of Water, and they basically created the ideal for that, him and Guillermo del Toro. He also did something else with Guillermo del Toro called Troll Hunters, which is another book they made. So he's pretty well known. Another one of the books he did was a book called Death and Life of Zebulon Finch, which was one of like the top 10 books of the year for Entertainment Weekly a few years back. So yeah, so Living Dead, it was a collaboration with Romero. It was a posthumous collaboration, and interested to talk to him about how that worked out and kind of where he picked up and everything like that. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be really fun. Really cool guy to have on.
Yeah, it really is. I'm excited about having him on. So got lots of stuff coming up. Lots of cool stuff.
Sunday's the end of the auction, guys.
Yes. Don't forget about the auction. Jump online. Yeah, help us out.
We have a bunch of your guys'
that.
auction stuff. Your auction stuff, some of the stuff of mine's right over there. I'm looking at it. I see it. It's all boxed up. It's ready to party.
Yeah, so you can just go to our website and go to the shop button at the top of the page, and that'll take you, and you can select auctions, and check that out. Make sure to get in on a few of those, as many as you can.
Some good stuff on there. We pulled out some good stuff for you guys.
Definitely agree.
Yeah, it's lots of fun though. So that's kind of where we're at though.
Well, let's celebrate. Let's play the celebration video in celebration of starting the 1970s tonight.
Woo! Yeah, 1970s, guys. Yeah, get celebrate good times.
Good times. Man, we look like a couple of dorks on this video, Charles.
We're dancing machines, though.
We are dancing machines. But
we're dancing machines.
We will also scare the hell out of you.
We're going to scare the hell out of you.
Yeah, I'm just thankful for everybody who joins us. We love talking about movies. We love pulling out random movies maybe you guys haven't heard of. And hopefully you guys have fun watching this with us. Watching this with us. Yeah, those are words that go together. That's how it works.
So do us a favor. Like, subscribe, and share as much as you can. Get this out to everybody and let everybody know about it. Maybe there's somebody else out there you know that would enjoy watching this with us. We would appreciate as many viewers as possible.
Yep, and we have our Patreon now, guys, which we do, shows just for Patreon. And we did the first one of those. We're probably doing another one soon. Those are fun. So if you guys are one of our Patreons already, we appreciate it. We thank you guys. And we look forward to bringing you more fun stuff on there, too.
Exactly. And any info that you need about us, just go to frightmarehq.com and you'll find it all there.
That's us.
That's us.
That's
so
where we are.
I think that is it, Charles. I say we go ahead and say adieu, and that we'll see everybody on Saturday. What do you think?
Let's do it. And everybody go get you some bread with some butter. And it's so good.
And some wine.
And some wine. You think of Dario in his first movie, bud, with Crystal Plumage.
All right, guys. You've been watching Frightmare HQ. My name is Loyd, and I'm here with my co-host.
It's Charles Dose.
Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all. Goodbye.